everyone, today I'm going to be doing my first how-to video on how to connect a Sonar fish finder unit to the Minnkota Battery Power Center. I'd like to thank everybody on Facebook that's been liking my pictures from my fishing adventures. I really appreciate that. So let's get down to it. Okay, so what I got here is the Minnkota Battery Power Center. It basically comes in a box like this, and on the back side here has your two terminals for your boat motor, and it has the auxiliary fuses here. There's a 10 amp breaker for your motor itself, for the accessories on the side, and here you have the 60 amp trolling motor breaker for the motor itself. And on the side here they have a 12 volt plug-in similar to the kind that you have in your vehicle for your accessories such as your sonar units, or you could even plug a phone charger into one of these. Pretty much just the exact same thing as you have in your car. So what you're going to need for this project is a digital multimeter, some wire strippers, a roll of 0.6mm solder, soldering iron, shrink wrap, the 12 volt adapter plug, and your sonar unit itself. What I got here is the Minnkota 570 portable. And you also need, of course, your power cable off the sonar unit. "12 volt accessories on the side of the battery box. Just like that. And next you're going to want to hook up your multimeter to the ends. Okay, so we got our multimeter hooked up to our 12 volt adapter. The reason you want to hook the multimeter up is because this adapter I took off of a air pump, which is just basically a motor. So in a motor, the polarity of your leads doesn't really matter. But when you got an electronic unit like this one, you have to have the positive to positive, negative to negative, because with the motor it doesn't matter. Either way you got the polarities, it'll spin one way or the other. So you turn your multimeter on, and as you can see, we're reading negative, so which means I got the leads reversed here. So we'll go ahead and switch those. Okay, so now we got our leads on the correct way. We're reading 12 volts positive. So on the adapter, these aren't marked positive or negative, the two cables coming off of the adapter, because it was off of a motor. So what I did to mark the positive was I put a piece of white tape around the positive lead, so we know that one's positive, and this one's going to be your negative lead when you go to solder it on to your unit. So before you start soldering, what you want to do is slide your shrink wrap over one of the leads that you're going to be soldering to. So we got our negative lead here. I'm just going to go ahead and slide the shrink wrap over. Sorry to do it with one hand here. So you put your shrink wrap over it like that, and now you're ready to solder. I'm going to turn the camera off while I'm soldering because that's a two-handed job. So once the soldering's done, I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm just at my workbench here now. Soldering's all done. So what you want to do next is slide your shrink wrap over the solder. And you can see how that's loose, it still slides nicely. So you just slide it over like that. And to tighten it up, what you do is you heat the shrink wrap up with a lighter, and it'll shrink and wrap around your two conductors there. Okay, so the soldering's all finished up now, shrink wrap's on. As you can see, once you heat that shrink wrap up, it clings really tight to the wires on there. And I left a little bit of the wires showing down here so we can still tell which one's positive and which one's negative. And once you're done soldering and shrink wrapping, you want to wait about 10-15 minutes for the wires to cool back down before you go ahead and hook up your electronics. So we'll plug it in a little bit, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so we let our new connection cool down. So let's go ahead and plug it right into the box. Turn her on. Just like that, your sonar unit's ready to use. Thank you for watching, folks. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Leave a comment below. Thank you.